everybody doing? You guys ready? Okay, well, she's usually late.
Hey guys, I'm here.
You know, there's this unwillingness in our ironic age to say something like, I'm committed to fighting evil. They don't want to come out and say, during the day at work, I push paper around, I send email messages. When I go home at night, I'm a freaking hero, man. And World of Warcraft has become a place for people to be heroes. There's sort of something in there for everyone.
One of the first things I noticed about World of Warcraft was that I had no idea what people were talking about. There's so much jargon.
Aggro.
PvP.
A legendary item.
Instanced dungeons.
Bloodlust.
DPS.
Demon, Spect, Warlocks.
MMORPG.
Well, you mean not everyone knows how MMOs work? That's crazy talk.
So MMORPG is massively multiplayer online role-playing game, which is a big mess of stuff. What does that even mean? In short, you know, an MMORPG is a game where you create an avatar.
I'm Lore, I'm a paladin. I hit things with other larger things.
And it's a game set up so that you'll have a series of adventures, not just by yourself, but with other people online.
The primary goal of the MMO is to make your character the best you possibly can. If you really, really want to be the best at it, you need to join a guild.
A guild is your group of people. It's the people that you play with, generally.
Collective group of people who just sort of band together under the same tag or same name.
I'm in months behind. It is a raiding guild.
Raiding. Jeez.
I think in a word, raiding is a sport.
Raiding is getting online with a bunch of other people to kill big bad guys.
Raiding is, I think, just an expression of something that the human race has been very involved in for about 200, 300,000 years, right? The idea of hunting parties.
You could think of it as a bunch of people who are getting together to try to beat an incredibly hard puzzle.
To do this well, everybody usually gets on a program like Ventrilo, which is a voice chat program, and you communicate.
How about the melee debuff? Is it hit harder? Should I be trying to stack it?
That hits a lot harder, yeah.
Let's try and find spots to spread out. In World of Warcraft, there's the game world where everyone plays and interacts.
What can I do for you?
There's different cities and you go wherever, and there's different places, and there's different places to do quests and all that. And then there's instanced dungeons.
An instance is basically the house of all the bad guys, and it's usually got about 5 to 13 bosses, which are the big bads.
These dungeons are called raid dungeons. When you get into raiding, you're stepping up into either groups of 10 or groups of 25 people. The idea is that by working together, you can take on these creatures that you would not be able to take on by yourself or even in a relatively small group. You're helping each other and you're helping kill these tougher and tougher monsters, and thus you get a better reward out of it in terms of loot, experience, quests, that sort of thing. Icecrown was a really good instance, I think.
Icecrown is big, which is cool. And it has lots of bosses, which is also good. Your final goal is to kill sort of the boss of this entire expansion, which is the Lich King. And Icecrown Citadel is sort of his place, that's his house.
The Lich King is the controller of all the undead zombies that are running around the place.
He was a good guy that turned into a bad guy, and now we gotta kill him.
You know, you're kind of building up and going through killing all these bosses like you would in another instance and building up to the very big end, and he's on the very top of the actual place. It's this big frozen column with his throne on the top. It's called the Frozen Throne. And, you know, he's the big epic boss at the very end.
You're going into a giant citadel, and there are all these undead creatures, and you have to sort of fight your way through this big citadel of nastiness.
It's a good balance of fun fights and challenging fights.
This is the beginning and the end, mortals.
So what do I need to know that's different? I totally didn't get to look into it.
The whirl thing that he does will rape your face off.
and he still does the bone spikes in the whirlwind phase.
Okay.
Here we go.
None may enter the Master's sanctum. Bone storm!
Good job, guys. Yeah, nice one shot, guys.
So Double Dragon is our 10-man group. It's a couple of the officers in Months Behind and some of the older people.
They're all people, for the most part, that I generally enjoy as human beings. It's myself, Mouse and Floor, Erg, Greyhammer, Fear Wards. We're the staples in it. And then we kind of fill in the gaps, and like some people stick, some people don't stick, you know, Curve, Immune.
Ashley, she's a fun player, she's a cool person. She's one of the 2 females in our 10-man group, and which I think is kind of rare.
When I used to try to play like Counter-Strike in high school, if I got on TeamSpeak or something, it would freeze. Everybody would just stop what they're doing and be like, what is that? Did your balls not drop yet? Are you a girl? And it would just be like, it made you feel really awkward and like you didn't really want to play anymore. And it's hard to play very well if you're not communicating via voice chatting, so like I just stopped playing.
I mean, of course there's the stereotype that you know, girls are bad at video games, but Ashley and Fear both break that stereotype for sure.
This is going to sound like a total dick thing to say, but my experience with female gamers has been, there's like 2 scales that they go on, and it's either it's completely binary on the scales. They are either really, really nice or total bitches, and they are either really, really good or complete and totally bad. Every once in a while you come across really, really good, really, really good. And I think Ash and Fear both fill into that category of really good player who's also really, really nice.
In the beginning with World of Warcraft, it was kind of awkward, like, especially in some of my earlier guilds, they'd be like, what, it's a girl? But I think the audience has matured because they've gotten older as the game's gotten older, and people are more used to seeing girls in the game, so it doesn't really matter anymore.
Usually it's a sausage fest, so it's nice to have a few females around even when you're nerding out.
Lore is actually our guild master somehow by some strange act of fate.
I don't take myself seriously at all. I don't really take anything super, super seriously.
He's not a very guild mastery type of person. Malsynth is our raid leader.
If somebody messes up, he's the one bitching. He's very good at bitching. He's good at his job. He's got a firm grasp on it.
And over Vent, when he gets angry, his voice cracks and he turns to like a little 10-year-old kid.
Anyway, this is here for the taking, guys. Let's fucking do it. Right here, right now. People usually don't like know raiding. People don't know what it is. They don't really know why people come back to it, why they're logging on every night.
Your family may never get why you spent so much time defeating the Lich King, but your family may never understand why you collect stamps.
I think it's a much more dynamic hobby than a lot of others because you're interacting with people the entire time, and like it's always a little different.
People really like this kind of relaxed entertainment that does stimulate you cognitively, but also has the social component. And I think it's a really powerful combination.
Shit, I can throw lightning and I'm a giant green monster? All right, fuck yeah.
I like casting a fucking fireball spell. I like killing shit.
Killing things is usually the best way to resolve any sort of dispute. That's what I learned from World of Warcraft.
A Dutch play theorist named Johan Huizinga, he thought play was really valuable and important, and that it defines what it means to be human. And he wanted to distinguish it from work and family and kind of the ordinary everyday things that we do. And so he has this image of the magic circle, and you know, it's a metaphor. And he said, but when you're within the magic circle, whether you're playing tennis or playing World of Warcraft, you are in a different space. It has its own rules, It has its own customs, it has its own vocabulary.
Hanging out, killing dragons and stuff, it's really fun. You really have to, I guess, experience it.
So there have been a lot of studies about why different kinds of people play these games, and consistently one of the messages is that people seek out gaming to achieve.
I think there's like a pride aspect to it. It's like, I did stuff that other people can't do or other people don't know how to do.
Everyone always loves to achieve goals and to face and defeat challenges. And some of these bosses are very, very, very challenging.
You get cool, flashy titles and stuff that kind of establishes you as, hey, I've accomplished this within the community.
Other people who play WoW will see that and appreciate that, hey, that guy has a frostworm. Okay, he's doing stuff.
That carries a lot of like EP-ness, esteem, I guess you could say.
And when there's a big community of people who know what that is and are respected and are trying to achieve it, then it means more. Does everybody know about it? No, but there's a lot of things the world, doesn't know about.
There are actually 10 million people who would think it was pretty cool if you killed a Lich King, and that's probably pretty big.
This is important, damn it.
When you start doing these instances, you're going to be pushing 8-minute encounters, 10-minute encounters, 12-minute encounters.
You've got to get back, you got to buff up, you got to get everybody ready for the pull. So doing one attempt on a boss will sometimes take upwards of 20 to 30 minutes. And sometimes you can get a boss down in like 2 or 3 attempts the first time, and sometimes it'll take you just weeks.
It's definitely difficult to work it into a normal life schedule.
Our guild generally raids 4 nights a week, and they're for about 4 hours apiece, so it's about 16 hours.
We would typically do 1 night of DD on 7 weeks, which was another 4 hours, so 20 hours.
Probably 22, 24 hours maybe a week, which sounds like a lot, but there are guilds that do a lot more than we do.
It's not so much the amount of time that you have to spend as it is the specificity of the time that you have to spend. Because it basically means that, in our case, Tuesday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night, you are sitting in front of your computer.
Sometimes like someone will call me up and like, hey, I'm having a party, it's Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, yeah, and I'll be like, oh, I can't, I'm sorry, I have other plans. Like, I don't normally say like I'm raiding, but.
Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it really does suck me away from spending time with my friends.
It's totally stuff that I'm doing because I enjoy it. But it can definitely be a really big struggle to try and fit it in.
World of Warcraft is just so immersive that I love it and hate it at the same time.
A lot of our players play more than that, either doing stuff on alts or doing 10-mans with their mains also, doing stuff like PvP, whatever else it is that you happen to enjoy in the World of Warcraft.
It really boils down to a time management thing. I'll be the first to admit in the past, especially looking at a couple years ago, my time management was horrible and it really suffered.
Definitely I have seen people who play too much World of Warcraft or too many other video games, and they're kind of sinking into the comforts of the game and neglecting things they should be doing.
If we're talking about someone who's putting 80 or 90 hours a week into a single game and not having any offline contacts, I would call that problematic media usage. And I wouldn't care if that was television, games, the board game Monopoly, going to the track, betting on horses. That's all, problematic usage of time.
I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that my school suffered a little bit because of it, and my health as well. Like, I've gained probably 30 pounds since I started playing WoW. That's 5 years, but still, I mean.
Anything that gives pleasure always has that element of danger, and I do think, yeah, there's danger.
If people are worried about their friends or their family or playing MMOs because they think they're gonna be negligent, it's a legitimate concern.
There are definitely some things that people can get addicted to, like within the community you can better your character, you can better your status in the game, and I guess some people take that a little too far.
For me, it's pretty serious. Like, I stopped playing pool, which I play a lot of pool,
I mean, I did have that problem where I was like, oh, you know, I'm not logged in, I'm not doing something, I'm not, you know, I could be missing out on something awesome.
Addiction's like a personality disorder, and if you're going to be addicted to the internet, you would probably be addicted to something else if that was what was there. So I don't think the internet does anything to cause addiction, but it's just a vehicle that some people's addictions use.
I know a lot of people don't talk about it because they don't want people to know, and I think that's the easiest way to get caught into doing it poorly.
There is a moral universe, at least in the guilds that I've been in, where people do say, you're playing too much, back off.
We support people to, you know, take time off if they're getting, you know, if they're getting too stressed with something or they're just really burnt out on the game. We encourage them to take time off because we want them to be there having fun and happy with what they're spending their time doing. You know, we don't want people who are there hating life, you know.
I think raiding actually feeds away internet addiction more than anything, because raiding can only be done with when those other people are around, and those other people around are only going to be around that long.
But DD, we kind of go at our own pace and just like to have fun for sure.
We'll end up killing the final bosses maybe like a week or two behind the other guilds, but we'll still have our lives intact afterwards.
I'm actually cutting back from playing. I'm trying to get healthier, eating healthier, being more active.
You kind of realize that these things aren't as important as you initially make them out to be, and some people realize it not as soon as they should, probably.
There's definitely been points where, like, the commitments, they start to feel like they outweigh the benefits from it, but then you get that kill, and you're right back in, you're 100% on board again.
Cellophane, cellophane.
Let's, I think we're set to go. 2, 1.
Good game.
Awesome. Nice fucking job, guys.
That is awesome.
There's quite a lot of stigma against gamers.
Yeah, I feel like MMOs get a terrible rap, especially in like the media. They're like, oh, somebody went and killed somebody for stealing an item from them, like in real life, which like maybe happened once in history.
It just doesn't seem socially acceptable at this point.
Given the stigma that's out there, I can understand why people are reluctant to say, you know, I'm a gamer.
If someone surfs, for example, as their hobby, like that's what they do, and they're applying for a job, they can say that they surf and it's socially acceptable, and they'll probably get along with their employer very well. But it's different with gaming.
We tend to associate people who spend their lives playing games, you know, with all kinds of personality disorders.
That's what lonely kids play when they don't have any friends.
Pimple face.
A basement dwelling nerd.
Don't have any friends.
You're a loser.
Sweaty guys in their mother's basement.
Never socialize.
I know obviously it's not the case because that's still a stereotype about WoW, and I'm not an old sweaty guy in my mother's basement.
They'll lump you in with the guys that just like no life it, like that just play the game 24/7 and just try to live their life in game.
Those people are there, I'm not gonna lie, like those people exist, and there's a reality too when you play MMO that a lot of people aren't gonna have very good social skills. Not all of them, but generally speaking, I think that's a fair assumption.
They're just a negative stereotype, and all MMO gamers are really lumped in with them, and it's pretty unfair.
I know why I do it. I don't really feel like every time I should explain to people that, you know, raiding isn't like this crazy antisocial thing that you're sitting in a room with you know, all the lights off just playing this game night after night after night.
It's a very social game, and there's tons of people who are completely normal. Most of the people who play, like, you wouldn't say, that guy totally plays WoW when he goes home. Like, that's not what it is. A lot of people have kids, there's couples who play, there's like surgeons who play, firefighters. One of our guild members is a member of the DEA. He fights drug crime, basically. He got shot. Like, people are completely normal.
There is a grandfather with 5 grandkids in my guild, and he's a really good mage.
Like anything else where there's a huge category, I mean, there's what, 6-7 million people playing WoW, maybe more, I don't really know. You're gonna get every spectrum, everything.
The demographics indicate not only a lot more people, but a much more varied group of people.
I hope that we don't still continue to look at people who play video games and say, oh, you're a loser, why don't you have any friends? I think that's a generational thing, and that will just heal itself over time.
People who don't know much about games would do well to start thinking of this again as an incredibly intense multiplayer sport.
Let's go do Rat Face.
And when you've got people doing things like killing the Lich King, you're talking about World Cup championship level achievements. I imagine in a generation or two, there will be gray-haired old men who have screenshots, up on the wall of being one of the first to defeat the Lich King. And that will be understood by their children and grandchildren. Oh, Papa did that.
Poo tank Rat Face, immune on slimes. Range be spread out. Don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. Don't be dumb, don't be dumb. Alright, are we ready?
Alright, I'm going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Watch the spread. Get ready to move. Look for a safe spot. Okay, go. Move.
Raid wall's out.
60% on the first is very nice. Keep it up. Vile gap.
I'm gonna run through a little bit.
Fucking slime. God damn it. Merge. Fucking thing. 7%. Finish them all. Yep, get ready to move. Watch the spread. Very nice one shot.
I stood in slime, but it was a decision I had to make in order to save Hammer.
I support this decision.
Doing great, guys. Keep this up.
Gaming is unquestionably it's a valuable thing.
When I talk to people in businesses, I remind them of the fact that many of their 20-somethings view things like killing the Lich King as an important personal achievement. And I think the human resources folks should look carefully at the skill set that's required to do something like that.
It certainly requires a lot of management skills and various other things that you just simply will not develop outside of this unless you're going through corporate training or something like that, or the military.
You have to organize the fights, organize the healers, know what's going on as far as what tanks need to do, what healers need to do. There's a lot of knowledge that you have to have.
The way that you're applying a strategy, or the way that you have these people set up in this way, you're attacking from this side and attacking now and have this many heals, or there's too much damage and you gotta react this certain way. I mean, that's all up to you. Keep this up.
Fun time!
Reggie, get your fucking score. Need some crazy DPS here. So we can do. Deep seeps. Wonderful job, guys. Beautiful kill.
Many people suspect that a lot of our facility with language comes from the need to be able to communicate during these hunting expeditions.
Let's kill hard princes. We can totally do hard princes.
Those princes are rock hard right now, though. Just rock hard.
That's a very interesting way to phrase that.
I'm very tired.
Event is kind of a mess a lot of the time.
Let's hurry up and kill these birds, and then the stupid princes, and then the stupid bitch, and then save the bitch, and then kill the other bitch, and then... Oh boy, that's way too much bitches.
My queen, they come.
You have made an unwise decision.
Yep. We've got the power.
F all you guys. I just want a new weapon.
We are not very nice to each other because being rude is always more fun, I think. Like, just being a dick is always the more entertaining way to present yourself.
Hey, I've tanked this fight fucking once. Eat my dick.
You do have people in the trade channel saying racist things, using really coarse language for no reason.
3150 bonus damage? You can suck my balls.
You're in the luxury of home, and we can kind of just react to things however we want. We can yell and be weird and say the strangest things, and only like 9 other people on this online chat are hearing us. It's really weird. Like, we can say whatever we want.
Hey, fuck you! Hey, oh, whoa! Look at this guy! Fuck you!
Fuck you, man! Fuck you!
Oh, whoa! Fuck you, guy! Whoa!
I don't think anybody talks a lot on Vent besides, Greyhammer, Lore, and those guys. Like, they just control Vent, really. You can't get a word in over those guys.
I can be pretty offensive to most people because I say a lot of terrible shit.
Greyhammer is kind of a dick. Let's be honest.
Your roommate doesn't know dick. Well, wait, actually he does know dick, but only your dick because he's a faggot for you. Ah.
I think if you learn to take everything he says with a grain of salt, he's actually pretty funny. But that's asking a lot from somebody sometimes.
He will find a way to make his sentence the most angry it can possibly be. Like, you can ask him what he wants to drink, and he'll be like, "Fuck you, Dr. Pepper."
There's one thing I'd say about Laurie, he's kind of retarded. Functionally retarded, but retarded nonetheless. And a retard's job, their one job, is to not look creepy. And he fails at that job every single day. I'm an equal opportunity sort of person. I'll make a joke about anything.
And Hammer is a kitten cuddly person at the core. Like, he is not a mean or harmful person.
I think everybody in our group is kind of likes to make fun of each other, likes to make fun of other people, that kind of thing.
Alright, note to self, don't compliment anybody in the guild. Noted.
Yeah, don't do anything like that. That's not. Why would you say nice things about this bunch of stupid douchebags?
We kind of like rag on each other and tease each other, but it's all in good fun.
And that's how we sort of keep each other in line, is just be jerks to each other. But we're all nice and warm and fuzzy.
What the fuck is... God damn it, I hate you people.
Whoa.
Are we ready?
There's only a few bosses in there that are actually like real ball busters, and the rest of them, even on heroic mode, we plowed through. I remember the first night we were like 8 of 12 and 10 man. We were like, okay, well, this is gonna be a quick run, and then we got to Sindragosa and she started raping us.
Putricide was one that was a challenge to us for no good reason in both normal and heroic, and in both 10 and 25.
You set? Let's do it.
Alright, counting down. 3, 2, 1.
Putricide's tough. I mean, he's a tough fight to get used to. But I do remember being stuck on that guy for a while.
There's a lot going on there. He just throws slime on the ground. He also puts down these bombs that explode. He also throws these things that these other oozes that also bounce. There's a lot of goo and ooze in this wing. Experiment coming up. Ready to kill green. Comes orange. Ready to kill it.
I'm not supposed to slow 3 things around.
Why did we... We're wiping. Something weird happened there. It's very, very complex in how it specifically works. Be spread out. Let's count it down.
Oh, bombs in phase 2. That's why I should move.
That's what I said like 15 times.
Boss to 82 and then stop.
We sort of got through the transition.
Let's count it down.
Alright,
I'm
counting
really
down.
Get
lucky.
moving. Stop on the boss. Stop on the boss. Reggie, what the F happened there,
What
man?
just happened? Anyway, I'm counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2.
That was really, really frustrating.
We ready?
When are we going till?
Till we kill it.
Please, let's just kill it.
Let's do it, guys. Come on. Lots of deeps, but not too much deeps, big dummies. We've been real close for many attempts now. Let's bring it home, guys. Careful, Erg.
Water.
Push the boss. Orange is on Erg. After this, jump back on the boss. Fight starting fresh, plus bombs, plus Malibu goo. Just working like clockwork, guys. Keep this up.
Go, go, go.
Got him! There we go!
Very nice.
If you've ever had a group achievement that is sort of beyond what any other group has achieved, you know, that's a special sort of bonding that you acquire with those people.
I actually like the social aspect where you're getting together with other gamers and coordinating and doing one thing with one set goal and trying to get that done as well as possible.
And that's one of the things I think is really cool about raiding. It's not a bunch of people trying to tear each other down. It's a bunch of people trying to work together in order to solve a problem. And I find that very encouraging.
You feel like you've not only done something wonderful just as a person, but also you've been accepted and enmeshed in a very tight, close community of trust.
Thing is, I mean, I would have stepped away a long time ago if it wasn't for my commitment to this group of people.
It's unfortunate when people assume that it is about the game, because really it's about your friendships. That's 100% what it is.
This kind of thing is really breaking some boundaries in terms of how humans connect and what kind of communities we form.
You are fools who have come to this place! The icy winds of Northrend will consume your souls!
I don't think there's anybody in DD who's like, oh man, I love Cinder Ghost. So we're all just kind of like, oh, I hate this fight.
Oh my god.
What did you get out for this?
Was that me or you guys?
Did I kill everybody?
It's pretty frustrating because there's a lot of random RNG, random number generators, which basically means it's completely random who gets screwed and who doesn't get screwed.
It will ruin my brain.
Someone here complaining about shit.
Oh god, yeah, that's definitely, everybody hates that fight.
What is don't attack? What is that shit? Come on.
Can't do anything about that, so I'm just not gonna attack them, so it's on you guys.
Of all things to fail to, dude, that's not cool.
There's just so much frustrating shit that can happen on that fight.
Like, we're regressing at this point, and I'm tired.
I absolutely hate that bitch.
This is going to be impossible. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, we just had like massive fail.
So
hit us snow. That's not cool, guys. Not cool at all. It's stupid and annoying, but we gotta deal with it every single pull. Fight is gonna be about 10 minutes every single pull.
You start out wiping to just dumb shit like that, like it doesn't have anything to do with anything. And then people start to like morale starts to drop, everybody's starting to get really tired of the fight.
Sorry again, guys.
I would like to be done.
Well, we need to kill this at some point.
We've been raiding it for so long, we're so sick of it.
You can do it right here, right now, guys. About damn time, guys.
That is awesome.
About damn time, guys.
I spend a lot of time with these guys, so definitely call them friends.
If for some reason just everybody that was in Months Behind just suddenly wasn't around, you know, I don't know what I would do. A lot of them are really, really good friends of mine. A lot of them are confidants.
Humanity lost the village about 100 years ago, and villages are actually pretty important to the way we are built. So from an evolutionary perspective, you know, we need to raise our children in villages. That's kind of how we're supposed to be doing this.
The people we do raid with are good people to raid with. They're hilarious, entertaining. If they were boring and obnoxious, no way, forget it. I'm not going to do it.
When I think about a guild, a powerful raiding guild, you know, it strikes me as a replacement for the fellowship of a bunch of people who really would like to be living in a village together.
Everything is built in an MMO like WoW for that to happen. I feel like it's a good breeding ground for an active community.
Without WoW, I still have the community. Without the community, I don't know if I'd have WoW.
Okay, it appears that everyone is here. Can we begin the evening's festivities?
The Lich King, yeah. He is a son of a bitch.
The Lich King is by far the hardest fight that Blizzard ever put in the game.
He drops these terrible things called shadow traps. He does lots of frost damage. You have to dispel a disease. You have to kill spirits. There's his Valkyrs.
So it's an insanely difficult fight.
And then at 10%, he just decides that he can actually kill everyone in one shot, so he kills everybody in the entire raid.
And since everybody knows this happens naturally in Vent every single time, they're like, oh shit, we wiped. Why'd you do that, Fear Wards? Lore, you guys are terrible. You ruined this fight. Even though everybody knows that's actually not what happened.
Lich King is sort of an epic boss. He's like the bad guy of bad guys. And like you're just 10 nobodies.
That's the end point. That's the goal. That's the goal of the entire game, is to kill the final boss.
The amount of time we have spent on that boss.
There's a reason why, I think, they psychologically seek out an environment where they can be, you know, committed with other people towards achieving a quest, basically becoming a hero. Mainstream society has been telling us for decades, in sort of an ironic voice, you know, there's no big issue, there's no heroism, there's nothing to that. Maybe there is something to it and people are attached.
Is there anything you want to say to the rest of the crew in Double Dragon or anything?
Guys, suck it up. We need to kill the Lich King.
We can do this. Let's stop sucking.
Come then, champions. Feed me your rage. When my work is complete, you will beg for mercy.
We got it this time, guys. Fuck this guy. Fuck him.
It's on immune. Watch it, man.
Gonna get one more trap.
5 seconds. Defile and then Valk. Fucking push.
Kill it.
Harvesting in 3.
Careful.
Boss is at 17.
Holy fuck. 2%. Fire everything.
Fire everything!
Nuke the boss.
Coming up.
Go. Point 6. Get a Karza. Push it.
I attacked him.
You're fucking it!
Oh my god, yes! You motherfucking piece of shit N-word.
Light, grant me one final blessing. Give me the strength to shatter these bonds.
Hey, guys,
Guys, we're dead.
George, you wiped us.
I can't believe
no,
we
we
wiped
wiped.
at 10%, guys.
We
I
wiped
can't
at
believe
10%, you
we
son
wiped
of
at
a
10%.
bitch.
My soul belongs to the Lich King, guys. I'm sorry.
Rise up, champions of the light! The Lich King must fall!
Goddamn achievement
Yeah!
spam.
Yes!
Achievement.
Oh god, I'm gonna crash. Let's go do heroic Ruby Sanctum. Should be cake with this group.
I'd like for everyone to stick around, but I don't know that everyone's going to still be raiding in Cataclysm. I know Mal is pretty burnt out on the game. I know Hammer is pretty burnt out on the game. So the future of Double Dragon is uncertain.
We need to take a screenshot. We need a screenshot.